Java shares much of its supernatural mythos with Malaysia, as well as the rest of Indonesia. But Java has its very own vampire, the Pontianak, which is a banshee-like being that flies through the air in the form of a bird, and is fond of attacking infants, children, and women due to its hellish jealousy. The creature's origins stem from a woman who died a virgin or a woman who died giving birth. And the Pontianak can transform itself into a beautiful, seductive maiden, more lovely than any sex or fertility goddess. And the creature loves to attack men. The Pontianak has been known to emasculate them, since she has a taste for mountain oysters. She likes eating testicles. The seduction, victimization that transpires is a type of macabre ritual, as the vampire embraces a man and kisses him only once. Then she withdraws, exposing the hole in her back, which is covered by long raven black silken hair. So she's quite beautiful. The man, once he realizes a vampire creature has just kissed him, must then grab the hair and pull out only a single strand, or he will be vampirized. Failure to pass the ritual test means, well, death, but success means a long and happy life. Malaysia, a land where magical religious beliefs still thrive, despite the overlay of Hindu and Islamic thought that dominates religious and spiritual life. Well, Malaysia has its own beautiful vampire or vampiric beings known as the Langsuyar, which is related to, or is a cousin of, the Greek vampire, the Lamia. Now let's get a little bit into the Lamia. The Lamia is a beautiful woman to the waist up, but a serpent down below. And she can shapeshift into a beautiful woman, a most seductive vampiress. Now, originally, the Lamia was a Libyan queen who became the lover, the mistress of Zeus. Now, Hera, the queen of the gods and Zeus's wife, finds out about the affair, and in a divine rage, turns Lamia into her half-serpentine form, and kills her children, the children fathered by Zeus. So this is the cause of Lamia's rage, so to speak. The Lamia, filled with eternal hatred, then takes it out upon the rest of humanity by enticing men and children into, well, close proximity, and then killing them and drinking their blood. Now, in some variations of the myth, the Lamia is scaly and four-footed, with paws on the front limbs and hooves on the back limbs. In this variation, the Lamia is still very lovely, with a woman's face and beautiful breasts. But she also packs a rather large phallus and desires nothing more than to take the dominant position during intercourse. And the Lamia loves to bugger her male victims. So the Langsuyar, like the Lamia, is a woman of extreme beauty, and the creature's origins stem from a stillborn baby, which causes her to recoil in horror and fly away to a nearby tree. So these problems during childbirth, or the end product of immoral behavior, an ill-spent life, is considered the cause of vampirism in Malaysia, Java, Indonesia traditions. Children that have unusual circumstances surrounding their birth or are born differently than everyone else are possible candidates for future vampires. We see this in Slavic tradition. This is a concept, this is multicultural phenomenon, and can be found in some of the vampire traditions throughout the world. The Langsuyar wears a green robe and has, well, long fingernails, which is a symbol of beauty and nobility in Malaysian society. As I mentioned, she also has ankle-length raven black silken hair. And just like the Pontianak from Java, this Malaysian vampire's hair conceals a hole in her neck through which she sucks the blood of her child victims. Now, the original, or the first Langsuyar, spawns similar beings. She gives birth to other vampires who become ghoulish flesh eaters as well as blood drinkers. Now, it is believed that if a woman dies during childbirth, up to 40 days afterwards, she might become a Langsuyar. So as a preventive measure, glass beads are placed in her mouth after death. Eggs are placed under her arms so she cannot fly away, and a needle is placed in the palm of each hand. According to legend, it is possible to domesticate a Langsuyar by cutting off its hair and nails and stuffing them into the hole in her neck. The vampire is then, essentially tamed and can live a relatively normal life in human society. And there are many stories in Malaysian lore of intermarriage between the vampires and mortal men, giving birth to hybrid children. But if the tamed Langsuyar parties or dances too much, she has too much of a good time, she will revert to her original form and fly away, leaving her husband and children behind her, of course. Now, another vampire-like creature, the Penang